What's happening, everybody? Welcome to another Pokemon history video here this weekend, and as you guys can see from the title, today we're going to be talking about N. Now last weekend we talked about Trainer X, which was back in Kalos, and now we're jumping back a region, back to Unova, and we're going to talk about the famous N. And the reason why I put the famous there is because N is one of the most favorable characters in Pokemon in general, thus far. I think he's easily top 5, easily. Out of all the characters right now in Pokemon, N is easily top 5. So we're going to talk about his stats, we're going to talk about his anime, you know, when he was in the anime, in-game, and also manga. So if you guys can hit that thumbs up button, that'd be great. You know, share this video around as well, it does help out a lot. And yeah, let's get right to it, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoy it, and yeah, let's get right to the stats. Now I put age 17, and now keep in mind, guys, I'm putting the age range from then, you know what I mean, when he was introduced in Pokemon Black and White. I believe he was older than the original protagonist in the game, so I did put him at 17. Now it could be 16, I guess, but for now I'm gonna put 17. Now obviously if we're talking about today's day, he's probably older than that, but again, like I said before, we're talking about Black and White. Hometown N's castle. If you guys didn't know, N had his own castle, which was one of the first characters in game and also in manga that you know, N had his own castle. Like, it wasn't like a house; it was actually a full-blown castle. Class none, and the reason why I put none, guys, is because he doesn't like to battle. Even though he does battle, though. But he doesn't like to battle at all. You know, he's not a what do you call it? A certain type of guy. He's not a ranger. He doesn't do none of that crap. So I'm putting it as none. Relatives, he has Getus as his foster father, Anitha and Concordia as his foster sisters. Now these two sisters loved N, by the way. I just want to point that out. And they raised them with so much love. Like in the manga, they talk about that, and I just want to let you guys know about that. But anyways, moving on. Relationship, none. Achievements, he freed Pokemon. What do I mean by that? I'm talking about he's freed Pokemon like in labs by people, you know, stealing trainers' Pokemon, and he actually, well, technically stole them, but then freed them. You know, he freed them. He didn't keep them for himself. He freed the Pokemon. In the manga, he went to what do you call it? The Pokemon Professor's lab and freed the starters. He also did that with other trainers in the manga as well. Became the leader of Team Plasma. Now this was a short period of time, but he was the leader of Team Plasma. Acquired Zekrom to join him without a Pokeball. Zekrom joined N with his own free will. That's pretty impressive, you know, for a legendary Pokemon to join a human. You know, just saying, you know what, I believe in you and I think you're right, so you don't even have to use a Pokeball. I'm on your side forever. So Zekrom did join N by that. So and also finally one more last achievement. He does have the ability to talk to Pokemon. Now, not literally like speak, you know, like how I'm speaking to you guys right now, but like hear the Pokemon's what they're saying. You know, hear what the Pokemon is saying. He knows what they're saying, I should say, and he also knows how to communicate with them. So that's pretty impressive, and I guess that is also an achievement. So, anyways, guys, moving on to the anime part. Now, in the anime part, guys, he was shown in the, you know, Pokemon Black and White series with Ash and them. Now he was only shown for like a couple episodes, and he was labeled as a stranger, as a strange boy that came out of nowhere, and what do you call it? Can communicate with Pokemon. And he also had like an argument with Ash as well. Like he believes that Pokemon shouldn't be trained. He believes that Pokemon should be free and not being held down by a trainer with a Pokeball. So they do have like a little argument there. As you guys can see, this image here, Team or N as in the anime. I don't like this, to be honest. I don't like how they portrayed him here in the anime. I really like how they portrayed him in the Black and White 2 trailer, though. If you guys know what I mean, you guys can see this. You know, like I'll leave a link, I guess, if you guys are interested in seeing this. A couple years ago, they announced this like Pokemon Black and White 2 trailer, and they thought this was going to be an official anime, but it didn't come out, and we were disappointed because this looked so good. Like, you don't understand, this looked really good. I'll even link somewhere here in this video of Charon versus the White 2, I believe. Yeah, I think it's White 2. In the gym battle, and it looks so nice, guys. This is one of my oldest videos. You guys can see it, and let me know what you guys think. But N does look better here than the original anime, and with Ash in them. But again, he was only shown in one scene of him like on top of the tower, and that's about it. But about anything else besides that, there's nothing really much to talk about in the anime series. So yeah, that's end there. Now guys, moving on to the in-game series. Now in-game, you guys know who N is. He was introduced in Black and White. He was raised in that castle solely by himself, by Pokemon and only Pokemon, and he was only had communication with his relatives, with the sisters, Getis, and also the 7 sages, right? The 7 sages taught him school, taught him subjects, taught him all this necessary things that he needs to know, and he also got raised by Pokemon. Now he specifically got raised by Darmanitan, Zora, I believe Growlithe as well. And he has his like little playroom. It was crazy. Like he was actually raised. He was kind of spoiled, but then again, he learned the ability to communicate with Pokemon and stuff. So that's pretty neat. And then when he was older, he introduced himself to the protagonist, to you guys. If you're playing the game, you see him, and he actually tells you, hey, you know what? Why do you actually carry that Pokeball? He was kind of mysterious at first. Like, what are you doing? And you're like, I'm actually battling, I'm being myself, but in reality, his main goal was to free all Pokemon. And he believed in Team Plasma for a minute, he was the anti-villain. He was like he wasn't really shown with Team Plasma that much, but when he was like in the back, he was actually the leader, the official quote-unquote leader. But, at the end of the game, when, N defeats Alder, and you go to N's castle and face N with Zekrom, or whatever game you play, Black or White, and you defeat him, and Getis gets pissed off. You remember, guys, Getis gets mad, and then he reveals himself that, what, and you were just used, you were just a tool. I used you to eventually for me to rule all Pokemon, for me solely to rule all the Pokemon in the region of Unova, and then I can be the king of Unova. That was his main goal. That was the main goal of Getis, right? Yeah, he basically betrayed Team Plasma and said Team Plasma was just something that I needed a team. And then N was surprised, N was like, holy crap, I did not know this at all. And he just, said, what, to you as a protagonist, I learned my lesson. I still believe Pokemon should be free, but I think I'm gonna take my own path. And he jumps into Zekrom's back, and boom, he goes, he's gone. And now we still don't know where he is as of now. He wasn't shown in Black and White 2 at all, even though people thought he was. But he wasn't shown there. He wasn't shown in X and Y, and he sure wasn't shown in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. So N was pretty interesting character. He's pretty cool. In a way, he's kind of weird at the same time, especially in the manga, which I'm gonna be talking about right now. And I will try to find a link to the Black and White manga. You guys can read it. You guys can just even Google it, to be honest. You guys can buy it. I know there's a couple books on sale. It's pretty interesting. It's not that bad at all. And it's completed too, the Black and White arc. Black and White 2 arc is still, I think, ongoing, but it's about to end. So anyways, in the manga, he's really similar to the in-game, but he's actually more depressed than anything. He's kind of depressed and he's serious. He's depressed and serious about, like Pokemon. He doesn't really like how trainers actually use Pokemon like that. He believes Pokemon should be used by their own free will. If they want to stay by you, they can stay by you. If they want to go, they can go. They shouldn't be limited to a Pokeball. If you guys know what I'm trying to say, and especially being controlled by humans. So he really does believe in Pokemon, and his team is actually pretty impressive. All of his teams, they're only with him by their own free will. If they don't want to, like, he talks to them and he says, what, do you want to stay with me, or Pokemon just follows, and then he says, you can stay with me, it doesn't really matter. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty nice to see that. And in the manga, his his main or his ace Pokemon, even though he had like a Servine at first, and then they had like a little exchange with White, Trainer White. They had like a little exchange, and then he got Tepig, or her Tepig. But his ace Pokemon was actually Zora, and his Zora, let me tell you guys, is strong. Zora, that little thing Zora took down Alder, the champion. I'm talking about the champion of Unova. He used only Zora to take down Alder's Pokemon. His Volcarona, his all his main Pokemon of Alder's. He used that Zora to take him down, and that's pretty impressive. And I'm pretty glad. It's pretty cool to see N actually do that. Even though like people say that N's a really butthole, you know, like really annoying character in the manga. At first he is. But then, as you see, he kind of reveals himself, and as soon as he gets Zekrom in his team, he talks to Zekrom, and Zekrom decides to join his team. He opens up more. He's more confident and more determined to stop trainers by using Pokemon at their will. So he knows to battle, to stop these trainers. He has to battle them by using Pokemon. He doesn't like doing this, but he knows he has to do it. Just cause the trainers won't they won't stop until like they get put down by a Pokemon. So now that he has Zekrom, a menacing legendary Pokemon, Thunder, Electric, and Dragon Pokemon, he's confident that he can do it. And yeah, he grows in the manga, and then eventually he finds out what Getis' plan is as well in the manga, and he just gets pissed off and just goes crazy and just says, you know what, Getis, I can't believe you. This is it. I'm never gonna talk to you ever again. And same thing with the end game, really similar. He just says it's time for me to go on my own path, and I wanna discover new things, and I will hopefully meet you again. He talks to Black and White, you know, and Black really liked N. Black and N were really close friends. White didn't like N that much at all, cause again, like I said before, he kind of forcefully did a trade with Servine and Tepig. So I just want to let you guys know that. But again, if you guys want to read it yourself, you guys can do it. And then that's about it. You know, his sisters really adored N in the manga. And again, Getis was the main villain at the end of the day. And yeah, that's about it. Now in the manga, like I said, his team, if you guys want to know his team, basically he only had a really smaller pre-evolution Pokemon. He had a Woobat, he had a Pidove, a Tepig. He also had a Servine Snivy and Servine for a while, but then like I said before, he forcefully traded it with White, Trainer White, and then he also had Darmanitan, Girder, Zekrom, and finally he had Zora. Again, I think that's the MVP of his team. And Zora really wanted. This is really sad. I'm gonna say it to you guys right now. Like in the manga, Zora really wanted to accompany. He really wanted to accompany N, but N told Zora, you know what, you can't. It's time for me to take my own path, and I'm just gonna go do my thing. And Zora was really sad. So N actually left Zora. And in game, guys, you realize when you get Zora for free in one of the 7 Sages' houses, I believe, I forgot what town it was, they give you a Zora for free. That was actually N's Zora that was left behind. So it's pretty sad, you know, it's pretty sad. But besides that, he only travels with Zekrom. Zekrom is his Pokemon. He uses him to fly around and stuff. So again, he does have that Electric Dragon Pokemon right next to him. So pretty cool actually, guys. And that's about it, guys. My final conclusion, my final thoughts of N. I think he's a totally cool guy. His beliefs are really his own, is unique, and I think that N hopefully we'll see N in the future, by the way. But I think N is a nice guy overall, man. He's actually a truly nice guy. Besides him being kind of weird at first, you know, saying that, you know what, Pokemon shouldn't be controlled by trainers. But you know, I don't believe that. You know, that part, I think he goes a little bit too extreme there, because he does go a little bit extreme, guys, in the manga, and even in game as well. You guys see some scenes and stuff that he just talks and talks. But besides that, he's a pretty cool guy. I like how he actually, you know, got Zekrom to join him on his own free will, and I like how he used pre-evolved Pokemon to defeat Alder, like the champion of Unova. Like, it's so sick. It just amazes me. And he was really close friends again with Black, and also friends with similar, not so close as, you know, him and Black, but close, normal friends with White. And also Charon and them. But that's you know, he just leaves. He just disappears like that as soon as he finds out what Getis was doing, etc. And he realizes that he was actually helping a steal. You know, he was helping a bad person, and he was ashamed of that. So my final thought again, like I said, guys, he's a pretty nice guy. I can tell why a lot of people like him. Again, he's nice. You know, I already said it like so many times, but he's overall a cool guy. I would hang out with this guy. Yeah, that is N, and is Zora, and is Zekrom, or N and Zekrom for now. Zora got left behind. Yep, that's about it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Just comment below, letting me know what you guys think. And that's about it. I will see you guys later with a Pokemon Get TV stream. And tune in next weekend for the next Pokemon history video. Until next time, guys. Thanks for watching.